Good morning. So right now in this video, we are going to go over what you guys did on Tuesday. So let's get started. All right. Can you still see me? Awesome. So you guys know that capitalization goes at the beginning of the sentence and with proper nouns like names of people, names of places, names of holidays. So Mrs. Long told Gabriel she wanted to meet his teacher. Which word needs to be lowercase? The answer for this one should have been teacher, because teacher is your common noun, not your proper noun. Number 2, Dallas, Texas has a large population of football fans who enjoy watching the Dallas Cowboys play every Sunday. Which of these words should be lowercase? You should have said football, because football is also a common noun, not a proper noun. Number 3, yesterday was a very busy day at school. Which word needs to be capitalized? You should have said yesterday. And I'm sure you guys caught that right away, because it's at the beginning of a sentence. Number 4, Ian's teacher always kept her classroom full of Kleenex tissue boxes. Which word needs to be capitalized? You should have said Kleenex, because Kleenex is the name of the tissue brand. Kind of like if we were capitalizing the name of a store like Walmart. Number 5, when we went to Florida, we drove through 3 other states and a lot of towns. Which word needs to be capitalized? You should have said Florida. It's the name of a state, just like Arizona where we live. On the next one, it says compare whole numbers. We do this all the time, and you know that it eats the bigger number. So as we're going through this, this just explains everything you need. Which choice correctly compares these numbers? You know that 734 is bigger than 374. So you should have had it eat the bigger number. Select the correct answers from the drop-down menu. If you just drew in this, that is totally fine, because unfortunately you can't just well, I can't draw on here either. But if you put it this way to eat 271, you are absolutely correct. Let's see if I can do this. This editor doesn't let me draw. How's that? Does that look good? Shelly says that 254 is less than 271. So you should have drew that same symbol down here. She knows this is true because of the digits in the blank place. If you wrote tens place, you are absolutely correct. And she is correct because 271 is greater than 257. Number 3, which choice correctly compares these numbers, 245 and 254? Your answer should have been A, because 254 is greater than. Number 4, which choice correctly compares these numbers, 161 and 611? You know that it eats the bigger number, so A is your correct answer for this one as well. Number 5, which choice correctly compares these numbers, 682 and 628? Don't get confused, because I know the numbers seem pretty similar, but 682 is greater than 628, so you should have marked B. So, central message and lesson and moral. These are just examples, so moral of the story, you know, is the lesson and what it means. Number 1, Billy, please give your book report, the teacher, Miss Brown, said. Billy answered, I was sick this weekend and could not read my book. Miss Brown had seen Billy's mom at the store Saturday. She said that Billy was at the movies. Billy, you are not telling the truth, Miss Brown said. When the recess bell rings, you will stay inside and read. The other kids can go out and play. What is the moral of this story? A, lying does not pay off in the end. B, lying can turn friends into enemies. C, kids go to the movies on Saturdays. Or D, it is hard to work when you are sick. Some of the ones that we can cross off is D, it is hard to work when you are sick, because we found out that Billy wasn't actually sick. C, kids go to the movie on Saturdays. Maybe, but that's not the whole meaning of the story. B, lying can turn friends into enemies. His friends weren't really against him. But A is the correct answer, because lying does not pay off in the end. Billy found out that lying only has him sit in for recess and have to read instead of going to play with his friends. Number 2, the rainy afternoon. There is nothing to do, Nicole complained as she watched the rain. She wanted to fly her kite, but she would have to wait. She wandered over to where her dad was doing a jigsaw puzzle. Sit down and join me, her dad said. Nicole sighed and slumped into the chair. Slowly, she began putting puzzle pieces together. Soon, she was having a good time and had forgotten all about the kites. Which is a lesson in the story? Be prepared for bad weather. Puzzles are only for grown-ups. Playing is best in the sunshine, or rainy days can still be fun. We know definitely that's not B or C, because B says puzzles are only for grown-ups, but Nicole's a kid and she enjoyed it. C says playing is best in the sunshine. That's not true either, because she still had fun even on a rainy day. So your answer should have been D. Rainy days can still be fun. Finally, number 3, the worn old mitts. When Darcy started playing softball, her brother Leo gave her his old baseball mitt. The other kids have shiny new mitts, she said, whining. Leo smiled and said, that old mitt is nice and worn. It will work better than their new ones. Sure enough, the ball often bounced out of the other kids' stiff new mitts. Darcy's was so soft she could catch anything. It felt like a glove. What is the story's lesson? Big brothers are often good at games. Be sure to give back what you borrow. Old things can be better than new, or using old things is a way to save money. Some of the ones we can get rid of right away is B, be sure to give back what you borrow, because she didn't borrow anything. And D, using old things is a way to save money. This story doesn't talk about anything about money. So your answer should have been C. Old things can be better than new. Whoa, going a little fast. The little skipping girl. With no one around to play, Gina felt sad. Then she saw a little girl skipping down the sidewalk. The girl suddenly tripped and scraped her knee. Gina ran outside and sat with the crying girl. She told her it was not a bad scratch and that she would be okay. Then the mother arrived, thanked Gina for her help. Gina went back inside feeling much better. What is the moral of this story? A good way to cheer up is to help someone. It is not good to cry in front of others. Sitting alone all day is boring inside. Or be careful running or you might fall down. The answer for this one, there's a couple good ones, but A is the main moral of the story. A good way to cheer up is to help someone, because Gina was sad at first, but then when she helped the little girl who tripped, she felt much better. Number 5, the treasure. Once there was a tree with a hole in it. A box of gold was in the hole. Grown-ups wanted that box. One woman stuck her knitting needles in it. They were too thin to hold it. A man jammed his fists in. They were too big to reach it. A little boy wanted to try. The grown-ups laughed and said he was too little. He stuck his slim arms and pulled out the box. What is the lesson of this story? It is hard to get treasure out of a hole. The grown-ups laughed at the little boy. Knitting needles are dangerous, or being bigger is not always better. The lesson of this story is D. Being bigger is not always better. Because the little boy wanted to try and help out, and he was actually able to get the box instead. And finally, counting numbers. Numbers can be counted forward. Start counting forward from any number. 1, 2, 3. Or, for example, count forward from 43, 44, 45, 46. This one is about skip counting, so counting by 2s, 5s, 10s, 20s, hundreds. We do this every morning in math meetings. This should be nothing new for you guys. Skip count by 5s to find the next number. We know that 5 after 555 is 560, so it cannot be A or C. Is it B or D, though? The correct answer is D. 560, 565, 570. Number 2, count forward from 315. We're just counting by ones. 316, 317, 318. Your answer should be D for number 2. Skip count by hundreds. You know this super well, so count with me. I can hear you. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. You should have marked C. Skip count by tens. 920, 930, 940. You know the next one. Number 5, count forward from 693. This is just counting in order again. 693, 694, 695, 696. Your answer should be C. And that is all for Tuesday's work because I'm about to make another video for Wednesday's review. All right, second grade, thank you so much for following along. I hope you got them all right. I'll see you next time.